and welcome to Art of Piano Playing. I'm Mrs. Chapman, coming to you from my home studio. Today we are going to talk about piano playing posture, and which is one of the fundamental or basic of piano playing. A good piano playing posture, it allows us to avoid all the tension, fatigue, or even injuries, and it allows us to enjoy playing piano and therefore a longer practice session. And because we are playing in a relaxed manner, now we have a greater control of our movements and therefore a greater quality of sound produced. Today I'm going to talk about 6 points in our piano playing posture checklist, and that is sitting posture, sitting position, forearm, upper arm, elbow, and as well as upper body movement. Sitting posture, that is based on the natural balance and alignment of your body. So our weight, when we sit, our weight should be evenly distributed on the bony protuberance at the bottom of the pelvis, which is our sitting bone. And the back of the spine should be connected to the back of our head. Okay, so the head is reaching for upwards. Okay, so not tipping forward, not tipping down, so just really upwards. And the back should be naturally straight, meaning not hyperextension, because if you see I hyperextend, there will be a tension at the back. So it should be naturally straight. Sitting position. The center of our body should be aligned with the middle ray. Alright, so it allows us to develop a strong sense of keyboard topography, okay, or what we call it the keyboard overview. And when we sit on the bench, it should be the front half of the bench so that the body weight is balanced on the sitting bone, but it allows us to move side to side and a little bit forward and backwards. Okay, and this movement, it should come from the hip, not the waist. So it should be the hip. Now feet should be flat and resting solidly on the floor and slightly apart. Alright. Now, so it allows us to balance the body weight. For young children or young students, they can't reach the floor. There are 2 solutions. So one is the foot rest allows them to rest their feet, or they can just sit all the way, occupy the whole bench, and then have their legs dangling freely. And of course, this one is just temporary. When they grow a little bit taller, when they can reach their feet on the floor, they should be adapting to the proper sitting position. Sitting position. Now we can test our sitting distance from the keyboard by putting our hands on the keyboard, and then we just stand up and should be able to stand up very easily. If we sit on the bench or find it difficult to stand up, then we are too close to the keyboard. Third, forearm. Our forearm should be horizontal when our fingers placed on the keys. And to achieve that, we have to sit at a height when we place our fingers, the forearm is horizontal, which meaning the back of the hands and the forearm is connected. And if we sit at too low or too high, it sometimes results our arms up or down, or wrists up or down, and all this creates unnecessary tension or energy during practice, and that will cause fatigue or sometimes injury. So bench at the studio or at home should be adjustable so that we can reach the right height. Fourth, let's talk about upper arm position. Now, upper arm should be slight angled and in front of your body. So I always say that you draw an imaginary line vertical to the floor, and your upper arm should be about 45-degree angle. Shoulder should be parallel to the key and relaxed, okay? And except when you move up and move down, then your shoulder is at an angle to the key. Now let's talk about elbow. Elbow is slightly bent, relaxed and free, and not tightly against the body or pointing outwards. So it's really bent and relaxed. And by lifting our arms, so elbow, when we position our arms and put the fingers on the key, it should be an outward angle. All right? So that is natural position. To reach keys very high, very low, the body is lean and roll from the hip, I have mentioned earlier. So the upper body movement is really like a unit, it's together, okay? It's not just the wrist, or it's just not just the arm. In conclusion, before you start playing piano, do have the piano playing good posture checklist in your head, which is sitting posture, sitting position, forearm, upper arm, elbow, and immerse yourself in the art of piano playing.